This is big breaking news. Multiple cities in 3 different states have now announced that they are going to put curfew restrictions in place. This is due to violence and due to chaos that is spreading in these cities and across the country. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see it says Cincinnati mayor shifts curfew focus from Fountain Square to Shortvine. Also, Southern California City considers midnight curfew for popular neighborhood bars. And we have 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew for juveniles under consideration for Chesterfield County, South Carolina. Okay, so multiple states and cities are announcing this, and we saw a curfew announced for Washington, D.C. as well, too, just last week. So let's get into more details. You can see here it says Chesterfield County, South Carolina, and its neighboring towns are considering a new juvenile curfew ordinance. The ordinance would apply to all minors under 18, setting curfew hours from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 7 days a week across the country, or across the county, including Shira, Chesterfield, Pageland, McBee, Jefferson, Ruby, Patrick, and Mount Crohan. It says the ordinance includes exceptions for minors accompanied by a parent or guardian or an authorized adult over 18. Exceptions also apply to those traveling directly to or from a legally established job, a supervised school, church, or county activities without detours. Responding to emergencies are those who are legally married or emancipated. And it says violations of the ordinance would be classified as misdemeanors. Juvenile cases would be handled through family courts, and parents or guardians face up to $500 or 30 days in jail for each offense. So this is happening all over the place, right? And the National Guard might be deployed here as well, too. You can see here South Carolina, or Southern California City also considers midnight curfew for popular neighborhood bars. And this is due to a spike in violent crimes and a deadly shooting late last month as well, too. This is the Long Beach City Council, and Tuesday night they are going to consider a temporary curfew for bars in Belmont Shore. So as the council plans to discuss several options, including a bar curfew, which would cut off alcohol service at around midnight instead of 2 a.m. It says the meeting was called in the wake of violence and the violent death of a 32-year-old named Jeremy Spears on October 25th. Spears was shot and killed on the 100 block of Laverne Avenue at around 1:39 a.m. following what police described as an altercation that stemmed from an incident at a nearby bar. You can see here memorial put up for this guy here. You know, it's sad. And this is how a lot of these places are. It's like nighttime. You have to be careful, right? Stuff like this is going to happen, and you have to be on high alert. It says detectives later arrested 2 suspects in connection with the murder and identified them as Jason Loving, 41 of Harbor City, and Dasmine Hall, 31 of Compton. It says residents say that while the popular bar and restaurant scene on nearby 2nd Street can contribute to the economy, it is also bringing unwanted behavior from visitors, ranging from drinking and littering to fighting, in some cases violence. They park their car and they drink in their car, and then they come out about 11 o'clock, so I'm not sure how much they're helping the businesses. These aren't beer people, these are shots and vodka. Something has to be done. You get the vibe that if something isn't done, things will escalate. And it says here, Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson said the incidences will not be ignored. Quote, this tragic incident has once again drawn attention to the late night environment in Belmont Shore. Let's be clear, the growing disorder and unsafe behavior linked to certain late-night establishments is unacceptable and will not be ignored. Belmont Shore is a residential neighborhood first, and our residents deserve a peace and safety in their own community, he said in a statement. So, hopefully this gets